Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little different. This is our 2015 Ford F250. We were sent a product from a manufacturer for taillights for this particular truck. Let me see what the specs are. This is a product from a company called Oxiwa LED taillights for 2008 to 2016 Ford F250, 350, 450, and 550 with smoke lenses. So there will be a link to this website in the description of the video. But what we're going to do is we're going to take these taillight lenses out. We're going to try them out on this truck and see what they look like. It's kind of noisy today. There's a lot going on outside. So I guess I'll open it up and see what it's going to take to get these taillights out. We'll start removing these two bolts, which are 8mm in size. Then we'll try to remove the taillight from the housing. Feels like it has some kind of pins. I've not had these taillights out that I'm aware of. Feels like it's going to take both ends. We've got the taillights out. It's got these two little clips on the outside that have like a little nub on them. And they're a little hard to get loose, but don't pry on it or anything. You don't want to mess with your paint. My paint's all cruddy anyway, but you don't want to pry on it. If you use your fingers and wiggle it a little bit, it'll usually come right out. I did open these and look in the box to make sure what I got, but that's the, I guess, Oxiwa. And they do have a code on their website if you're a new customer. If you type in the code NEW10, you get 10% off your first purchase, according to their website. Now these are smoked. I'm not sure yet if they offer a different, like a clear or a red. We get this unbagged here. There's a little bit of difference in these two. I know the factory Ford backup light appears to be on the top. And on this one, what looks like the backup light is on the bottom. So that'd be a little different. We'll just have to see how it looks. And it looks like it just has a plug and play option where you just take the bulb out and you plug it directly into the bulb socket. So we'll remove these bulbs and try that. They give you plenty of cord, looks like, where you can reach over and hook it up. This looks like some kind of transformer or driver for the LED circuit. Has the same little nipples on it as this one does to hold it in. These seem a little thicker, so they may fit in there a little tighter. Let's get these bulbs out and see what it looks like. Looks like you just remove the bulbs and plug the adapter right into your light bulb socket. And the same as the reverse, but on the other one the reverse was on top. On this one the reverse light is on bottom, so you'll have to reroute your wire underneath this metal bracket. You just have to take it and drop it under here before you put it in, or else it won't snap back in. So once you get those wires plugged back in, then you can put the sockets back in the holes. And there's the sockets back in the light housing itself. Now we got to try to fit this back in. Again, it's probably going to take two hands. You got to get these pins on the outside edge lined up. If you can see those brass pins in there lined up with the little, that's hard to see the brass pins lined up with the little holes on each side. You just pop them back in, then you come back around here and put your 10mm bolts in. I said 10mm bolts. These are 8mm bolts. I made a mistake there. And they fit. They lined up okay. The top one was off just slightly. And you really can't move it around because those pins on the outside have got it kind of locked in place. So this one was off a little bit, but it, this could be something to do with the truck also. So they fit pretty good. They're already threaded. so you don't have to force the threads in like some products. I do notice they stick out slightly. These taillights have more of a slope. They stick out about the same, but they have more of a slope on the edge. This particular taillight sticks out and has quite a bit of a bump on it. I don't think that's going to be a problem, but it does stick out a little more. And this is pretty flush. We'll have to wait till we close the tailgate to see. So it's yeah, I think it's gonna clear. Now I did put some aftermarket in my Chevrolet over there. I don't know what brand they were. They were off Amazon. And as soon as I shut the tailgate for the first time, it chipped the corner off of them up here. So let's hope that these clear. We'll wait and see. If they don't clear, we'll clearance them, but that shouldn't be an issue. We shouldn't have to do that. Now we will just repeat the process from this side. Remove the two 8mm bolts, slide it out from its pins, and put the other light in. Now we've got the lens out, and we have to remove our bulbs. Be sure, something else to point out, these little gaskets, these little O-rings that's on your light fixtures, be sure to retain those because they don't come with the kit, I don't believe. I didn't see them. I'm going to take the rest of the stuff out of the box and find out. But retain these. Make sure you retain these because these are what water seals it. So we're going to remove these bulbs. Looks like that one's been really hot at some point. And that end of the plug on the light looks just like this. Here's our backup bulb. Get it out. It does show gloves, towels, electrical tape, and screwdrivers in the instructions, but I think those are just generic instructions that they've sent along with it. It doesn't say anything about the size bolts you need. It does show how the sockets go together. It's a different style light. Here's an example of the sockets. So it's similar to what we're doing. They're tail light instructions, but it does show installing it back and reseating it into the housing, putting the gasket back on it, removing the bulbs, of course. It says wear the rubber gloves when fooling with the bulbs, I guess, so you don't get fingerprints on them. But you're not reinstalling the bulbs, you're just removing them. So pretty simple little instruction manual. Here's the box. Nothing else in there other than that. I didn't see any rubber O-rings, so you have to retain your factory ones. Remember when you're installing it that the backup light will be on the bottom in this light, so you need to put it below this metal bar. Then reinstall then plug the light socket right into this. This is your little socket, looks like the bottom of a bulb. And this one just looks like a little spade that goes in for the reverse light. These were a bit fiddly to get back in, especially the reverse light when you got to make sure that it points straight up. And it's kind of hard to press in there, but it goes in and twists. It's just tight. So now we got to try to get this stuff back in. These 8mm bolts started a little bit better than the other side. They were lined up just slightly better. Maybe you have to leave it a little loose to get them started. I hope these are bright. I'm going to wait till it's dark and we'll check them after dark. We're going to check them with a light right now. Don't want to over torque them, it's just plastic. This one seems to have, I don't know what that is, just a little bit of flashing on it. Now we got to clean this tailgate off and see if we can gently close the tailgate. Let's see how this tailgate's going to close. Uh-oh. Well, I guess that was just my tailgate. Clearing over here. My tailgate's all bent over here, so I believe it's going to close. Plenty of clearance. My tailgate's bent. Yeah, it's got plenty of clearance. Except this is the tailgate. It looks okay on this black truck. Let's turn on some lights. That looks pretty cool. It looks orange, but it's really red. It just looks orange in the light. It looks more like late model stuff. My doorbell chiming on the truck. It says Julio, Julio. Let's put the keys in. See what. There's the emergency flashers. Kind of starts to the side and rolls around the corner. Interesting. So I guess the emergency flashers would also be the turn signals. Left-hand turn signal. There's the right-hand turn signal. And backup lights. Kind of bright. We won't be able to tell tonight. They're in a different location on the factory. They're up here. Okay, go. Off. Again and hold it. Off. Okay, that's pretty cool.
This one right here.
Okay. Let's see. Lock. Unlock. Check it out when you unlock it. I think that's the coolest part of it.
Yeah.
We'll see what they look like after dark. We'll come back in a few minutes and when the neighbors ain't revving their engine up, and we'll check these out when it gets dark. Probably be about an hour. We'll be back in a few minutes. Okay. Turn your headlights on. Headlights on. Brake lights. Left signal. Right. Headlights off. Park. Well, that's going to do it for our 2015 Ford F250. We've got our lights. Lock, it just gives you a quick flash. Unlock, it gives you that cool little bounce. Really like that. Then it starts fading in and out. That's just nifty. When you open the door and close the door, I think it does a similar thing. But it's kind of neat. We will have a link in the description to these lights. These were sent to me. I didn't get paid anything for reviewing these. They just sent me the lights. But I think they fit anywhere from a 2008 to a 2016. That'll also be on the link to their website. But let me know what you guys think. They do stick out a little more than the other ones. I don't think they stick out much more. It's just they're sharp. They got a sharper edge. Them other ones have more of a slope. They look really good. This white truck, the smoke lights look good, and they're plenty bright enough. It ain't like nobody's going to be able to see them. I'm hoping that they have a headlight that's similar to this, a headlight product. Looks like they have several products on their website. So get on there, and I'll give you a link in the description. Get on there and take a look at it and see what you think. Let me know what you think of them. And like always, like, share, subscribe. Stay clean, everybody.